Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language, and I am here today with a very exciting video. I have partnered up with lookfantastic to bring you a video about 5 different SPF products that I've been trying. I'm very excited to be working with lookfantastic, and I wanted to thank them for reaching out and believing in us smaller creators. They have provided these products at no charge, and they have also given me an affiliate code for your shopping that will make me a commission. And along with that, even more important, there are discount codes for y'all to use. So if there is anything in this video that I talk about, or just anything in general in their SPF world that you're interested in, I would feel so honored for you to use my link and then use the code so you can save a chunk of change off of a variety of different SPF products. The kind of inspiration behind this whole video is that May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, so that is what has inspired lookfantastic and thus myself as well. Besides thanking lookfantastic, I wanted to thank y'all, my subscribers, viewers, patrons, YouTube members, for all of your support, because I wouldn't have this opportunity without y'all. So thank you so much. And if you're new here and you love colorful makeup, lots of opinions about skincare, makeup, and life in general, or you just like cute fat babes, you should go and subscribe. And if you're feeling extra feisty, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nomnivorous, and check out all the good stuff in the description box because it's going to be a juicy one. So I had the opportunity to try out 5 different SPF products for this video, and I have lots of thoughts, lots of opinions, and some demonstrations and all kinds of information for y'all. So if you're interested, definitely keep watching. Go and give the video a thumbs up, perhaps share it out, and we're gonna dive into the world of SPFs. One small disclaimer: I'm not a skincare specialist. I'm just a bit of a nerd for makeup and skincare and all kinds of things. There are tons of resources out there for deep dive SPF information, basics, reapplication, layering, all of that out there. So if this is your first time even thinking about SPF, there is a world of information out there for you. This is more of just a thought and opinions roundtable of products, if you will. The first product that I tried is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Tinted Moisturizer. It has broad spectrum SPF 30, and I have the color Bone. This is the only chemical sunscreen that I tried. Now, when it comes to SPFs being added to tinted moisturizers or foundations, they are not the only way I'm going to apply SPF. When I did the demo for this, I did apply it in the 2-finger method, which is what I know to be an accurate way to squeeze out enough SPF for your face, because that is a fair bit more product than what I would typically put on if I'm applying a tinted moisturizer or foundation. I found that this applied as the only SPF for me is a little bit too thick and moisturizing. Now, it is a very moisturizing product, and I think if you had drier skin than myself, it might be something that would work on its own. I found the color to be pretty good for me. I guesstimated on my choice, and I felt like I did a good job. Beyond just using this as a layering product, this is going to be the kind of SPF that I want to reach for in the drier, colder winter months. A couple of reasons for that. I definitely get drier skin when it gets colder out. But the other part of this is because this is such a luminous finish and it's very moisturizing, I would not enjoy this on my skin when it is a hotter day outside. I am naturally a very sweaty human being, and whenever I'm wearing something on my face that feels heavy and then I sweat, it's just a really uncomfortable combination of feelings. So while this is not my perfect summer SPF, it is staying in my collection. I'm going to continue to play with it, layer it, and definitely try it out in the colder months and when my skin is drier. Now, I have to say, I was very excited about this video because years ago, a friend of mine who is Australian told me about EltaMD and really was trying to sell me on trying the brand. I wasn't as knowledgeable about different online beauty and skincare stores, so after some initial digging, I kind of just gave up on it. But they've always been in the back of my head. That is partially why I was drawn to the EltaMD products. Now, the first of the EltaMD that I tried is the UV Daily Broad Spectrum 40. The box says that it's sheer and lightweight. There's hyaluronic acid in there, a transparent zinc oxide with UVA and UVB protection. And they say that it's for normal, combination, and post-procedure skin. Now, this one is in a smaller, plastic tube with a pump. And spoiler alert, this is my favorite of the video. The UV Daily SPF truly feels like skincare. It is a formula that shears out beautifully. Because it pumps out, I can't actually do the 2-finger test, but one pump is quite a bit of product. And I have found that especially when I split that pump in half and I apply a layer and just let it sit for just a moment and then go back in with the remaining product, it layers beautifully. It does not feel heavy. It really feels like skincare, somewhere between a serum and a lightweight moisturizer. It thins out nicely and it just feels so comfortable. I put it on today and put the Fenty Blurring Skin Tint on top of it. I will say, the combination is a touch heavier than perhaps my ideal just foundation kind of day, although you should be wearing your SPF every day of the year, so I need to get used to that. But I really adore this formula. Now, this is also a tinted product, and this is the case with all of the EltaMD products. I do look a bit orange with it on. I was going to say I look a couple of shades darker, but the reality is it does lean a little bit orange on me. Now, when I layer something on top like my skin tint, or when I just use concealer and do kind of my face concealer steps that are my go-to when it comes to makeup, I do feel like it balances it out. But I want to be very clear, and you'll be able to see it in the application footage. If that bothers you in any way, shape, or form, if you are my skin tone or lighter, or even a shade or two darker than me, you might not enjoy the tinted formula. But if not, I would say the untinted version might be something worth trying. I would actually say it's definitely worth trying because the texture of this is just so nice. It really doesn't feel like anything on the skin. I adore it. Oh, I meant to put this information earlier. Whenever I am wearing SPF, I can usually skip my moisturizer. So for all of these SPFs, the skincare that I wore was eye cream and a few pumps of the COSRX Snail Mucin Essence. So that is just a nice, lightly hydrating essence that my skin absorbs nicely. Now, again, if my skin is drier in the winter months, I would probably add more skincare in, But right now, that level of skincare with all of these SPFs was really perfect. I just felt like with the UV Daily, my skin just felt like it was nicely prepped with skincare. Yes, it was a little bit orange, but it was very nicely prepped with skincare. And I didn't feel it running or moving around, because that is one thing with a creamier SPF, that there were times, this happened with both the First Aid Beauty, which I did already talk about, but I forgot to mention this, and with one of the other SPFs, I did feel like the product was kind of moving around, or if I put anything on top of it, it was moving around. With this product, I had no issue with that. So the next product that I tried was the EltaMD UV Restore, also broad spectrum SPF 40. And some of the box claims are improve sun damaged skin, restores skin suppleness. It's a physical sunscreen with squalene, transparent zinc oxide, UVA and UVB protection for all skin types. So the UV Restore comes in a squeeze tube bottle with a pump, and yet again, it is a tinted formula. Comparatively, I kind of think of the products that I tried in like stair steps. The first one that I talked about, the UV Daily, was the lightest weight. The UV Restore still felt quite lightweight on the skin, but it feels just a little bit oilier. I think the slight oiliness of the UV Restore probably goes to the squalene and other kind of skincare ingredients in this product. I am just making an educated guess. It still does feel nice on the skin. It doesn't feel like it's moving around or shifting around. I didn't feel it on the skin. I still think I would reach for the UV Daily first and then the UV Restore, but I think if you have like leaning into drier skin, you might prefer the UV Restore over the UV Daily. But really, like, no complaints about this product. Besides the tint, yet again, I would put this on in 2 thin layers. So, you know, pump out the amount that you need to apply, and then I put on 1 layer and then 2. All of the demonstrations might not show that application. That's something that I learned kind of also since filming those application videos. Now, the last EltaMD SPF that I tried is the UV Elements, and this is broad spectrum SPF 44. This is another physical sunscreen that's supposed to be moisturizing. It has hyaluronic acid, transparent zinc oxide with UVA and UVB protection, and this one specifically says that it is water resistant for up to 40 minutes. So that is really nice. That is very nice to know. The UV Elements has the same bottle and pump as the UV Restore. So it's definitely the kind of container that you're going to be able to get every drop of product out of, which is important because I know that these are all a more luxury SPF purchase. The UV Elements was the thickest and richest of the EltaMD SPFs that I tried. It still did not feel uncomfortable or too heavy on the skin, but it was more apparent, and it definitely is one of those that I'm going to need to test in the hottest of hot weathers to see how it interacts with me sweating and all of that. The water resistant factor of this makes it one that I'm going to enjoy. I'm a water lover. I'm a siren. I love being in the water. I love all of it. It's very much like my happy place. And I definitely have plans to be in the water in my near future after having not been for quite a long time. So I am excited to use this and see how it actually holds up in the water, because not every SPF is created the same, and obviously the ones that say water resistant are the correct ones to wear if you're going to be in the water. Just like with the other ones, this does have a tint. It is a pretty intense tint, especially when you put on the correct amount of SPF. So yet again, if that's a concern of yours, that's just something to know. I believe all of these Elta SPFs are available in non-tinted formulas. I don't have other specifics to say about the UV elements besides what I said: slightly thicker texture, supposed to be water resistant. I did feel it a little bit more on the skin, so I feel like this is going to be an SPF that I reserve more for when I'm going to be in water or in a situation where I might be more sweaty or like interacting with water more, if that makes sense. But in terms of the 3 that I tried from Elta, I'm very happy with all of them. UV Daily is still my number 1, then the UV Restore, and then the UV Elements. Now we have one more product to talk about, and that is from Polaar, and this is a very high protection sunscreen. This is SPF 50, and this is the one SPF that I received that is not tinted, and it will leave a white cast. So this has zinc oxide in it, and you definitely see it. My feelings when I applied this SPF, I kind of had a oh no, I made a mistake moment, because I feel like I went in with a little bit too much product. It also felt like a body SPF on the face because the texture and the thickness, the richness of the cream is intense. It really struggles to like blend out, blend into the skin, and I never felt like it really, I guess, sunk in any way. When I put the skin tint on top of it, the texture looked very bad, and then over the course of the day I could like move my makeup around on my face, so that SPF just never quite settled into the skin. It had a very like luminous, moisturized kind of texture on top of the skin. So even though I did not enjoy the texture of the SPF on my skin, and I felt like it was very unflattering to makeup on top, I could see myself using this on my face if there are days when I'm going out, it's really sunny out, I'm just putting SPF on, I know I'm gonna be out in the sun, like in a more intense day, and you know, I can reapply and all of that. Like, I think it'll be one that I use, like if you were a hiker, this could be a good one for your face. I'm not a hiker, but that's my example. If I was just going out to adventure and it was a very sunny day, I could see wearing this. Maybe put a little like powder highlighter on top on the high points of my cheeks and a lip balm to do like a very stroby, glowy look. But more likely, this SPF is one that I will use on my neck, my chest, my ears. So not my favorite for my face, but I'm very happy to have it. That is all 5 of the SPFs that I tried. I feel very lucky because I feel like I have like this new wardrobe of SPFs that will fit different settings in my life and different skin days and moments. I obviously know that not everyone can do that. Not everybody can have multiple SPFs. But I would say if you are like trying to figure it out, you might want to consider, and I'm not talking specifically from Look Fantastic, but just in general, you might want to think about, you know, if you try something and it doesn't work in this situation, think about it in a different situation. You never know how a product that might not work the way you imagine in your head could work in a different way and work beautifully. So now it is time for you. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know, what is your favorite facial SPF? What is your favorite like sweat proof, water resistant SPF? Do you have questions about anything I talked about today? Definitely leave them in the comments. Oh, also, one thing that is missing in my lineup is some spray SPFs for reapplying on the face. So if y'all have any recommendations for those kinds of formulas, I am totally listening. And more than anything else, I just want to thank you all for spending a bit of your day with me. Thank you so much for watching, for interacting, liking, sharing, all of those things, because that all helps me so much. It helps brands like Look Fantastic and others to take note of this community of amazing people. And don't forget to check out the affiliate link and discount codes below so that you can get all protected for the summer months and all year round, and save some cash while you're doing it. But most importantly, don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. Bye, friends.